So there are a lot of different ways that you can advertise and promote your coaching practice, but my favorite two methods have been, hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about today's video because we're going to be talking about how to start a successful career coaching business. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Christina. I am a full-time recruiter, a YouTuber, and I also run a successful career coaching practice, which has consistently been bringing me revenue over the past couple of years, even though I have been doing it part-time, and I spent literally zero money on advertising. So if you're currently considering starting your own career coaching practice, this video is for you. I'm also excited to announce that this video is sponsored by CareerFitter, but more on this later. So let's talk about how to get started in your career coaching journey. Do you need experience? Do you need different certifications? How do you get more confident? So here's kind of my advice. If you want to get a coaching certification, I think that would be a very great place to start. But as I mentioned in some of my previous videos, I personally never really got my career coaching certification. Pretty much the way that I built my brand and the way that I coach my students is I use a lot of my professional experience that I brought from recruiting. I used to work both in agency and in-house, and I've placed my clients at companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Disney, Samsung, and I gained plenty of experience that I now use to help my clients to get to where they want to be. So if you have a lot of professional experience or industry experience that you feel like is really going to help your clients to achieve their goals, I personally think you don't really need to get certified. And I know a lot of you may be drowning in self-doubt right now.
Like, who is ever gonna listen to me? I don't have these degrees, I don't have this certification, my hair looks stupid, I'm not ready to be a career coach.
Like, listen, I get it. It's okay to feel like a total imposter, but if it makes you feel better, I am a first-generation immigrant. English is literally my third language, and sometimes I feel like I look and I sound like I'm literally 15 years old. In fact, once in a while, people make fun of me on the internet saying that I haven't gone viral because nobody would ever take an advice from a teenager, but hey, here I am, working with more clients that I can handle. So trust me, at the end of the day, people care way less about who you are and where you come from, and more about what you can actually do for them. So I've shared this in one of my previous videos that I didn't really get started on my career coaching journey as a self-employed career coach. When I first tried to earn some additional income by using my knowledge in HR, I usually used to go on websites like Upwork, Fiverr. At the time, we also had LinkedIn ProFinder, and I was pretty much looking for people who were looking for help with their resume, with their interview coaching, with their LinkedIn overhaul. And I would just apply to those jobs, get those little gigs. I would get paid anywhere between like $50 to like $200 to help someone with a resume or help them prepare for their interviews. So that's kind of like how I first got started, and that's where I gained a little bit more of that confidence to work with clients one-on-one outside of just my full-time job. So definitely while you are still, doing a lot of consulting work or coaching part-time, my biggest recommendation would be to always collect testimonials from your clients, because testimonials are super important in this field, especially once you start building your own personal brand, because, it's a new brand and you just really need some social proof to show people. So make sure that you're always collecting testimonials with whoever you work with, even if it's a really short-term gig. So once you finally, get comfortable and you feel like you're ready to start your own coaching business, you want to start brainstorming the following things. Please don't mind my cat. So the very first thing that you want to figure out, and trust me, as annoying as it sounds, you really want to make sure that you are picking your niche. Because if you Google career coach, you will notice that there are so many career coaches out there. There are just way too many websites, way too many different people that are offering, different packages. So what you want to make sure is that you do have a specific niche, because first of all, that's really going to help you stand out. And second of all, personally, this is the reason why I paid zero money in ads ever since I launched my coaching business, because I have a very specific niche and very clear brand. I'm a career coach that specializes in working with creative people. So I work with a lot of designers, copywriters. Literally, you can try doing this right now. If you want to go on Google and just type in career coach creative or career coach graphic design or career coach UX design, odds are I'm probably going to be one of the first people that would come up in Google search. And just based on my conversations with all of my clients, that's exactly how they find find me. And while saving money on advertising is one of the important reasons why you need to have a niche, another thing that really going to benefit you is that when you are specializing in a specific field, you can also charge people a slightly higher rate. It kind of works the same way with, doctors, right? If you look at the salary data in the medical field, like specialists always make slightly more than like primary care physicians, and it's usually much harder to find a specialist than somebody who is a generalist. And it literally works the same way with career coaches. So like, why would people want to go to you and work with you instead of thousands of other coaches that are available online? And you want the reason to be, first of all, because you're good at what you do, and it's because you have a very specific set of knowledge, a very specific set of experience that is much harder to find anywhere else. All right, awesome. So once you figure out your niche, your personal brand, and kind of what you stand for, this is when it's a good time to start thinking about the types of services that you want to offer and the types of packages that you want to offer. So this is where I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion. If you watch a lot of other coaches on YouTube or anywhere else, everybody's going to recommend that you create like a specific long-term coaching package, 3, 6, 9 months coaching package. Some coaches also advocate for group coaching practices, pretty much anything but just doing like individual calls. Like let's say, a $200 1-hour resume consultation or like clarity consultation or something like that. So personally, I did start out doing both. So I would offer people long-term packages. So my first package was about 6 months, and then I had another package that was about 5 months. But I also was offering like one and done calls. So, like a 1-hour consultation about your resume, LinkedIn, portfolio, and things like that. So I did both, and I would say both of them went pretty well for me. But one of the things that I personally learned, and something that I highly advise that you do as well, is just be very realistic about the time that you have to dedicate to the coaching business. If you're just first starting out and you just kind of want to get started and you still have like a full-time job and you just want to do coaching part-time, there's nothing wrong with doing, one and done types of calls just to, again, get a little bit more experience and not have too much of a time commitment. In my specific situation right now, I decided to pause on the long-term coaching packages just because I do currently have a full-time job, but I also have my YouTube channel that, I'm really looking to grow. It's been my baby. I'm also starting an e-commerce business and I'm doing a bunch of different things right now. And it's been a little bit hard for me to keep up with long-term coaching clients. So what I'm going to recommend, and this is what I have been doing, if you are considering taking someone on long-term, please make sure that you're always doing discovery calls with your clients. So you can kind of offer people to schedule like, 20 or 30 minute discovery call just to chat and make sure that, you are the right fit for them. But you also want to make sure that they are right fit for you as well. Because especially if it is a long-term client, and let's say hypothetically that, you don't really like your client or you don't vibe very well with them, you just don't want to see them, regularly during those 6 months. Again, it goes both ways. And this is also a very quick reminder that if you are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to hit that like button because it really helps me grow here on YouTube. And if you love content about personal finance, side hustles, and entrepreneurship, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I upload videos every Wednesday. All right, then the next thing that I wanted to talk about is your website. So I personally built my website on Squarespace. That is my favorite platform with a lot of great tools. You can connect things like your scheduling software, different payment processing methods. I already mentioned before that I use Square, which is a great tool that simplifies my day-to-day, especially when it comes to collecting payments. It also has a lot of tools that you can integrate, such as QuickBooks, to keep track of all your expenses. And it also has my favorite scheduling tool, which is called Acuity, which helps me so much when it comes to scheduling, just because my clients can just self-scheduling them based on the availability that I have on my calendar. And they can also pay me as they are booking the appointment, which shaves like hours and hours off of my day because nobody likes scheduling and chasing after invoices. One of the things that I invested in was hiring a great copywriter just to help me with the website copy and make sure that it's optimized for SEO, which again has paid off so much just because of how often I get discovered on Google and how many organic clients I get every single week. So there are a lot of great tools and assessments that you can use to help your day-to-day as a career coach. And my favorite test/assessment that I always use is actually the sponsor of today's video, CareerFitter. If you've never heard of CareerFitter before, before, they are a premium work personality test. And yes, you heard it correctly. They specifically help their clients identify their ultimate work personality. By answering the in-depth questions, test takers can figure out what is their perfect work environment, what are some of the career paths that would be a best fit for them. And then also one of the awesome features that they recently added was the career aversion test, which helps you to identify certain personality traits or, some psychological aversions that would make certain work environments or, management style not the right fit for you, which is what I think makes Career Fitter awesome, because it just goes so in depth. And Career Fitter actually partners up with a lot of career coaches. They have a lot of amazing deals and features that are created for career coaches. So things like a coach dashboard that is specifically designed for career coaches. You can also organize clients and results. There are different bulk purchase options if you want to be able to offer the premium test for free to your clients. You can also do some co-branding. And then they also have the career test with an intuitive response, which is only available for coaches. They also have an amazing program that allows new coaches to receive a bundle of free premium tests, which, is very helpful if you're just getting started and, don't have a huge budget. I can literally go on and on about them all day because they're so awesome, and I've been loving working with them, and I've been receiving a lot of positive feedback from my own clients as well. So if you're interested in Career Fitter, make sure to check out the link in the description box down below. And then the next step that I wanted to talk about, which again, a lot of people are going to tell you is completely optional, but I personally don't recommend skipping it for the reasons we're going to talk about in just a second. And that is filing an LLC or like forming your own entity. So first of all, I personally think that, if you want to be taken seriously as a business and as a brand, it's always nice to have an LLC and just have, it as an official business. I even feel like just like from psychological perspective, that kind of helps you to stay a little bit more motivated when you're building your business. And then second reason is because you always want to make sure you're legally protecting yourself, especially if you live in the United States like I do. Probably know people here have tendency to sue each other for, a lot of random things. You just want to make sure that if you are in a situation where you do have to legally protect yourself, you at least protecting your own personal assets, because, if somebody decides to sue you as a career coach, they are going to be going after you and your business. But when you have an LLC, they can't really legally go after your personal assets. So you just want to make sure that you are protecting yourself from that. And then the last reason why I recommend opening LLC is because it is very, very advantageous for you when it comes to taxes. As a business, you can do a lot of business write-offs. So that includes, your website subscription, all of the devices and technology you need to buy. Let's say you need like a new laptop, a new phone. That all can be a write-off. All of your subscriptions, all of your software, all of the fees that you spend on, opening your own LLC, which again can actually be pretty pricey, especially depending on where you live. And then again, if you live in a very high cost of living area, just like myself, my New York City rent was partially write-off because your apartment or your home office is technically an office. So that was a write-off. My Wi-Fi was a write-off. Phone bill was a write-off. All of those things were write-offs.
You write it off.
Who writes it off?
I don't know. The write-off people.
Just as a reminder, write-offs only work when you're actually making money. So don't go all too crazy, buying all the other stuff if you're not generating any money, because then it's just a loss. It's not really a write-off. And in case you're wondering how I formed an LLC, I used LegalZoom for my first LLC and Zen Business for my second LLC. So if you're interested in either of them, I will include the links down below. So now that we've covered all the basics, you have your brand, you have your offering, everything prepared and you're legally covered, let's talk about how you actually promote your services, because again, your ultimate goal is to get clients. So there are a lot of different ways that you can promote your service. So the first and the easiest one is obviously, promoting your services on social media. If you want to post more about, what you offer on your personal social media, that's kind of where everybody starts out. You can definitely do that. Another way that that, hopefully you will eventually start getting clients is through word of mouth. Hopefully, you're doing a good job with your clients and they're referring their friends and family and colleagues. So that's another really great way to get quality clients. You can also drive traffic to your website through creating blogs and articles. You can do email marketing, but my favorite two methods have been just organic search, like I mentioned at the beginning. Having a clear personal brand and having a very specific niche just saves me so much money and effort in advertising because people literally just find me on Google. So one of the things that I've been doing that has been super effective is every time I have a client that lands a job or kind of hits a specific milestone, I go on places like LinkedIn and obviously with the permission of my clients, shout them out, congratulate them on their success, briefly talk about, things that I admire about them and all the hard work that they've put in, and congratulate them on landing a job or, opening a business or whatever was the thing that they came to me for. And I noticed I've been getting so many responses from my LinkedIn network. I've been getting discovered by a lot of different people that would then go to my LinkedIn, find my website, and then book calls with me. And a lot of them would just say that I found you on LinkedIn, I always see all the amazing work that you're doing and I wanted to work with you. Or some of them would say, I have been looking for a coach and multiple people on LinkedIn recommended that I reach out to you. And you pretty much already creating like free advertising and just getting like a public testimonial pretty much. And now lastly, you can also run Google ads or place ads somewhere. I don't know, I know some coaches that have done that, but it didn't really work that well for them. But those are also the coaches that don't have a specific niche. So that could also be it. But again, especially when you're first starting out and you're on a tight budget, I really encourage you to think of creative and free ways that you can promote your practice. And that is it for me today, guys. If you have any specific questions, please make sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see more content from me, I make content about side hustles, business, personal finance, and productivity. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I usually upload videos every Wednesday, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!